Hello, everyone. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens. Welcome again to another edition of Find Ways to Win. As usual, I hope you guys had a prosperous day. Hope it's been electric for you, gratifying, satisfying. You achieve what you want. You put things in perspective. If you had to back up and punt, you did so, and you kept going forward and kept pursuing what you're trying to do. Many of us right now, this time of hour, are getting some type of rest, which is necessary to recharge. Whether we just got back for the gym or a bike ride or some physical activity, meditating, or doing something to detox. And I want you guys to grab a hold of that. Learn to detox from the day, to put the stresses away from the day, so you can be fresh going out when you start a new day. I like it akin like flushing the mind and flushing the body of stress, so you don't carry that over to the next day and things. So the title of this stream is called Purpose First. What are you built for? Purpose first. What are you built for? I believe the number one mission in a man or woman's life is to find their purpose of why they were put here by the Most High. I believe that. I thoroughly endorse that. I believe your purpose ought to be put over everything. Over relationships, over any type of job, any type of activity. Because if you don't have a firm grip why you're called upon this earth, you'll just simply wander around, and you will actually squander your time and your talent living in a purpose that was never designed for you. And so when I say what are you built for, that is a point I really want you to think about. You can tell what you're built for by a couple of indicators. The number one thing is what brings you passion. What would you do if you didn't get paid for it? If you had to do it for free? What is it that you do that you don't need an alarm clock to get you up? That you don't need anyone to tell you to complete those goals? That you don't need anyone to give you motivation for it? It's just a fire that comes within. What gives you that fire? And another indicator is that what makes you angry? What just totally just pisses you off that you think about. You have to put up with certain things and certain nuances. For me, one of my big P's is poverty. I can't stand poverty. I can't stand being without resources, being without proper funds to live my life. Not only live my life, but to help other people. I believe in alleviating pain and suffering, and I know you can do that, besides giving someone some coins or some money or whatever. But you know what? Often I've learned that if you can meet a person's need, they will be more apt to listen to your message. They'll be more apt to hear what you have to say. Sometimes it just gives people encouragement to keep going on, because you know what? It can be a beautiful world for some people, and it can be a horrible world for other people. A lot of it depends on your perspective, yes, but a lot of it depends on if you have resources to live your passion. If you want to travel and be a world traveler, or you want to be able to build, open up homeless shelters, or give to religious affiliations, or you want to be able to have good legal representation, good medical representation. It's going to take funds, so that is one of mine. I don't know what yours is, but I do know that you got to find out what it is. And once you find out what it is, I want you to get out of your mind like, how do I go about it? What do I do? The thing of the matter is, you want to be in motion. So yeah, you took, how do you go about it? I often talk about mentorship on this channel rather. Well, you can find someone who is walking in what you want to walk in, and you can simply make contact with them by phone, email, Hangouts, or whatever your platform of communication is, and you can just offer to ask them some advice. Some of you guys may want to go ahead and cash app that individual and pay them for their time, and see exactly how did they get where they are. These are for this person is someone who is already at the stage or already at the level of where you want to be. And you know what? But even their purpose is not necessarily yours, even though you might have the same exact purpose that you desire to fulfill. So you have to find that. I mean, the clock is ticking. Time is really so short. I was talking to a high school, high school classmate today, whose birthday happens to be today. Mine is September 8th, and so we're just we're not that far apart in age and everything. And I was saying, man, Stan, do you remember, man, when we was like 14, 15-year-old kids? Now here we are in our mid 50s. I mean, where did the time go? And we was reminiscing about old classmates and old situations. A lot of them good, talking about some good times and everything. And we said, like, wow, man, we're at a state right now where we're the elders now. We're the elders that our parents used to be. So the little kids are calling me Mr. Fitzgerald, calling you Mr. Stan. So what, wow, it just went by so fast. And I want you to know that you don't have time to waste. You don't have a lot of time to figure things out as far as in reference to your purpose. You really got to be about it. And I've have learned that God gives provision for your purpose. Often that's one of the things that hung me up a lot of times before getting started in my focus, in my purpose rather. I was worried about the resources. I was worried about how I was going to make ends meet. If I launched out there, like many of you are sitting around there thinking, if I launched out, how would I live? How would I take care of myself and things? I wasted a lot of years trying to figure that out. My purpose, I am an exhorter. I am called to build up people. That's what exhorter is, to edify and encourage people. I am a businessman. I am called to use wealth for good. So I have a passion to create businesses and employ people and be free of all types of silly financial pressures and nuances, because I just think it's evil. I don't see any good thing that comes out of poverty. You can have all the nice little sayings that you want, but I don't see anything good thing that comes out of lack of resources. I just don't. People say, well, Fitzgerald, having resources could be just as bad. Well, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about what that other person's doing. I know it. I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do, just like I'm quite sure you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to do. See, that's a lot of that side noise right there. You have to really ignore and get about your purpose. Now, purpose first, not people first. Oh, Fitzgerald, that sounds kind of selfish. If you're not living in your purpose, you're not going to be able to fully help people the way you want to do anyway, the way you was created to do anyway. Now, for many of you who have flown, there's a saying in the event that the plane goes below a certain altitude and the oxygen mask have to deploy. What is the thing that they say to you? What is the thing that they drill in your head? Put your oxygen mask on first, then you can assist someone else. Put your oxygen mask on first, then you can assist someone else. And when they say put your oxygen mask on first, they are even talking about if you have small children. What's are you like, no, I got to take care of my child first? What they are simply saying to you, if you choose to get things out of order, if you put the oxygen mask, you try to put the oxygen mask on your child first, you may not be able to do that, and both of you perish. But placing your oxygen mask on, then you can assist someone else. See, we have got to learn that. A lot of times, religion has given us a false sense of humility, and actually it has done a lot to just scramble our thinking. A lot of times, just like almost like we leave our common sense, by subscribing to a lot of stuff. Often we're taking a lot of the holy texts. I'm a Christian. I adhere to the Holy Bible. A lot of the stuff we're taking out of context, and we're leaving it all up to the Almighty, just like He's just going to poof and make things happen. Far as like that. The majority of the time that He has worked in my life, He asks for my cooperation. He doesn't need it, but He certainly asks for it. If I'm asking Him to do something in my life, that I can get involved with it, that I have a part to do, you better believe He wants me to do my part as well as He wants you to do your part. But now and I didn't really understand this. I didn't really grab a hold of this until my 50s. I didn't really grab a hold because I was one of those guys that thought that, I had to help everyone else first. I used to have people tell me that. Particularly one person comes to mind. She would say that you need to focus on you. You need to concentrate on you a little bit, because you're giving out stuff and you're doing things and you're sitting around there doing for others, but who's doing for you? And then you get frustrated, because others are not doing for you and things like that, the way your portion you're doing to them. And she was absolutely right. So now that I'm sitting up there and literally kind of like a forced position where I have to concentrate on myself first because of where I am in my life, I'm finding that there's actually a freedom with that. It's wonderful to not feel the pressure to please people, to not feel the pressure to perform for people. I put my objective first. I want to be a public speaker. I am one. I want to be an author, a published author. I want to be someone who sits on stages and motivates hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people through my podcast, through my YouTube channel, through my books, through various other social media platforms that I'm reaching out on, through my businesses, through my life. Now, a lot of those things I have in place? No. Are some of those things I have in place? Yes. Am I moving towards it? Yes. And so I feel fulfilled like that. It's really become less of a drudgery to get up here and speak in front of you beautiful people to make these videos. It's something I enjoy doing. But like anyone, you kind of get nervous and wonder if you're going to have something to say. But like, wait a minute, man, I have plenty to say. I mean, I'm constantly getting compliments from people telling me, that wow, you have a good speaking presence, you have a lot of stuff in you. I've heard that for years. Now I just decided to move on it, because this is what I want to do. Far as what I'm trying to achieve and what I'm trying to help others live their best life and trying to help other people win too, that gives me great satisfaction. I love to travel. I have a trip I plan on going to Africa next year for the first time in my life. I'll just have to figure out what country, but I just want to go over there, and I'm perfectly capable and willing to go right by my dang self. And drop myself off, because I can meet people. I have a gift for befriending people, and I just know how to talk to people. People are just people to me, and so that's my gift. You would talk to like my middle brother. He doesn't have that, but he has other gifts that I so admire. As far as him, and each and every one of you have your gifts. Find your purpose. Find your purpose. Now, many of you already know what that purpose is. And so, what do you mean, Fitzgerald? What moves you? Like I stated on the beginning of the stream, what fires you up? What is it that you would do? That no one has to compel you to do. What makes you angry? What just fires you up? If people are mistreating other people, does that fire you up? If people are displacing people, does that fire you up? If people are being kind to people, does that fire you up? What is it? What is it that moves you? What is it like burn? Like, man, I want to do that, or man, I want to stop that. If I was ever in the position like this, I would wreck that. That person won't be able to do stuff like that, because I would definitely stop you. That's your purpose. That's why some people go into to be doctors. You know, they want to heal people. They hate seeing people sick. You know, that's why some people go to be attorneys. You know what? They hate seeing misjustice carried around. You know, misjustice because of the color of your skin, or maybe your political affiliation, or maybe your nationality and all that, or your sexual orientation, all that stupid stuff. And a lot of people are getting treated horribly by this. You know, a lot of people are getting treated so horribly like this. Like there's a big consensus in this country. Not consensus is the wrong word. There's a big problem in this country with police brutality, particularly against the African American community. You know, you got some people. No, if they would comply by the law and all that BS. A lot of those people, you know, who are saying that are not African American. So you know, you don't have no clue about what the hell I'm talking about on this subject, but I do. You know, and you constantly see the injustice with whether young, old, male, female, the police shootings and all the talk about proper education. Let me tell you, those cops do what the heck they want to do, because you know they know they can get away with it without no accountability. Funny thing is, they don't do it to the Jewish community. Don't do it, you know. They don't do it to a lot of other community. They can control themselves with them, but you know, also a lot of African Americans, they seem to lose their dang mind, you know, and just think they can do everything else because they have a little clause that gets them off, that called immunity, which really means they can do a lot of even criminal stuff and get away with it. And they have police unions to back them up, even though they're videotaped and everything like that. Okay, do they do the same to other groups? Hell, absolutely, absolutely. You know, that's just one thing. What about the economic injustice? I'm not one that believes a man should be penalized for making great wealth. I don't believe in that. If a man comes over in this country, whether being born here or coming from another country, and take advantage of this American system that allows them to create great wealth, I don't believe he should be taxed on that for success. I mean, you got the same opportunity as him. You know, I mean, you know, you have the same brain to come up with ideas and be able to put your hand to the plow and work. So I don't believe you penalize a man for achieving. And that man, I don't believe that you necessarily tax them into oblivion. You know, I believe, yeah, they pay their fair share. Trouble is, a lot of people can't come to grips on what the fair share is. People don't owe you their livelihood that they went out there and sweat and sweat and sacrifice and pay for. That's their money to do what they want to do. Hopefully, we can give them more incentives to invest it, and you know, and hopefully we can give them more incentives to create more jobs and keep more of that capital for the good of society. But people don't owe you. They don't owe you their living. That, you know, that's an entitlement type stage. You know, if you're blessed and fortunate enough to have a wonderful relationship, that you have a wonderful companion. That's another thing, because once you know what you built for, one of the other logical thing is to find out who are you built for. Very, very important. You know, who are you built for? What you're built for? Who are you built for? Because, you know, and you're going to see, you're going to know kind of cool who you're built for, because they're going to fit into your purpose. They're not going to be going two divisions and stuff like that. A house divided cannot stand. So that's very, very, very important that you understand that. And so you're fortunate enough to have that individual, and you guys can build something together, and you can work together and spend your time together, achieving something. You are extraordinary blessed, man, woman, and you hold on to that person. And you got someone that's really supporting you, like, you know, in the trenches before you had nothing, or even when you have something, that sincerely cares about you, for you, you hold on to that person. You be loyal, you be faithful, and you be supportive to that individual. You be peaceful to that individual, because I assure you, they are rare. I'm yet to find that, you know, and I talk to many of people who are yet to find that. You know, and but does that define me because, you know, because it's just me? No, that's the power of your purpose. See, rather than sitting around thinking like, well, I don't have nobody, you know, and I'm sitting here all alone, and I live all alone, and you know, I'm just, you know, I don't got anyone. My purpose is my company. Oh man, you guys can hear what I just said. My purpose is my company. Your purpose is your company. Be about your purpose. Be about working your purpose, doing something consistently to do that, you know, to achieve that, to make it happen. Your purpose is like being tied to a rope with 10 men pulling you. It's gonna keep pulling you. Your purpose is gonna say, hey man, it's time to get up out of bed. Hey man, I know you took a great devastating loss. It's time to get up and compete again. Okay, you done grieved a little bit. Okay, let's get back at it. That purpose pulls you. Hey, you may feel like hurting yourself. You may feel like you're worthless. Your purpose said, no, get your butt up, man. Let's get about doing what we need to do. Your purpose drives you. So if you don't know what your purpose is, when you get in those tough moments, you can easily succumb to that despair, that anxiety, or even, God forbid, that suicide, because you don't have nothing compelling you. You don't have nothing pulling you. Sometimes you got to be your own cheerleader. Sometimes you got to pat your own self on the back. Sometimes you got to encourage yourself, you know, like David did, encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you're not going to be able to be there and be there for others. You got to take care of yourself first. You know, people can empathize with you. People love you and care about you. Just because people are not contacted, that don't mean they're not there for you. I often hear that. Well, this person wasn't there for me, or this person just wasn't there for. I understand it. I get it. Are you there for yourself? Are you there for yourself? Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. People have their own issues they're dealing with. I assure you, I have no doubt that I have friends and family members that love me. I have no doubt about that. You know, all colors, male and females, they love me. Even though I'm living alone, you know, no children, no, you know, I mean, no pets, nothing like that. And sometimes I can get in the funk and the blues, and I have. But then I remember my purpose, something that pulls me up, something that says, hey, man, you know what? You got to say, one of your purposes is you want to stay healthy. You want to make sure your body is right. You want to make sure, you know, your mind is right. So you take care of your mind. You take care of your spirit, and you know, and you get out there and get in that gym. You get out there, hey, Cherise, and you get out there and cleanse your mind. You get you an audible tape. Listen to some good music, whatever it is, gospel, jazz, alternative, R&B, whatever, classical, whatever deals with you, whatever fires you up. You make sure you take care of yourself. Why are you taking care of yourself, Fitzgerald? Because you want to be about your purpose. You want to get proper rest when it's time to rest. You know, you want to have proper fun when it's time to play. But you know what? When it's time for your purpose, it's time to get to work. That's what you want to be 100% focused. What's another indicator of your purpose? What is another indicator of your thing? We've already went over 3. You know, what's something that pulls you, so having someone with you on the same page. And another thing is first is your purpose. How do you know that whether you're not in your purpose? Let's talk about that a little bit. You could be working someone's job, or you could be working on assignment, and get this, you can actually be very good at it, but you're thinking about your purpose. You're able to do the job that they're paying you to do, but your mind's not there. Your heart's not there. You wish you was somewhere else. If that is your state and that's where you find you are, ladies and gentlemen, you are not walking in your purpose. I remember there's a time about probably, 18 years ago, my stepdaughter was had her appendix had burst, and you know we used to live in Atlanta, and we was at a hospital called Crawford Long, well known, extraordinary facility, healing facility. I was in the lobby, you know, while waiting for, you know, various things that was going on, and I met a lady in the lobby. You know, she looked like she just came out of nowhere. No, and she said to me, "What do you do? You know, what do you do?" Just keep in mind, this is 18 years ago. And I said, "Well, I'm a salesperson." And she said, without stuttering, "You don't belong there." I said, "But I'm good at it." Says, "So?" What did I do? I kept selling. Why did I keep selling? Because I didn't have the confidence to step out there, and really do my purpose. Why didn't you have the confidence to do your purpose? Because I didn't know what it was. What did I make? What did I do wrong? I didn't seek and ask the Most High to reveal it to me. What should I have done after that? Open the doors up for me to go through so I can do it. I could have been way more ahead as far as what I'm doing right now, but at least I'm starting right now. And that's the thing, you have to start now. You're never too old to fulfill your purpose. As long as you have breath in your body, you can fulfill your purpose. You're never too old to get out there and complete. You're never too old to start what God called you to do. We have this great prophet named Moshe. You guys call him Moses, and that's who we contemporarily know. But his name was Moshe. Now Moses, check this out. He was called to be a deliverer. Okay, so years 1 through 40, he spends in Pharaoh's house, training up in military, training up in philosophies, astronomies, training up in all the wisdom of the Egyptian. He was an Egyptian prince. That's who Moses was. A Hebrew, but he was adopted by Pharaoh's daughter. He was an Egyptian prince, possibly in line for the throne. We don't know that. We don't know if that was the case, but you can't prove to me that it wasn't the case. Okay, so 1 to 40, he's training. Okay, now 40 to 80, we find this great general, great military leader, great statesman. We find him on the backside of the desert feeding sheep and shepherding. 40 years he stayed in that state. Can you imagine that? That'd be the equivalent of the president of the United States, 1 year, and being homeless on any street in America the next year. It was imagine the humility, that had to take in order to take such a decrease. And let me say that was definitely a decrease. Okay, so 40 years he trains out there. He trains how to lead sheep, trains how to be quiet and humble, he's being trained by God to hear the voice of God and in obedience and stuff like that. Could it be some of the things that you are in right now is training you to be able to fulfill your purpose? Could it be that you have to go through this wilderness experience right now in order to be able to fulfill your purpose? I know it's been happening in my life, and now we get to the third stage of Moses, from 80 to 120 when he died. Three different times of 40 years interval. Now from 80, which that's when he started his ministry. Believe it or not, 80 years old. You think you're too old at 45? You think you're too old at 65? You think you're too old at 25? You think you missed your opportunity? Well, learn from the life of Moshe. Learn from him. So 80 years old, God calls him into ministry, and now he says up there, go get my people, because remember, his purpose was to deliver the children of Israel. And so he goes there and he stands before the mightiest man in the world, Pharaoh, and we all know how the story goes. Okay. Do we call Moses a failure? Do we talk about do we focus on his experience in the deserts? Do we focus on the experience, in Pharaoh's house? No, we focus about his experience of being a great deliverer, being a great leader. That's what this man is remembered for, even though he's been gone almost 5,000 years. You think about that. So it's never too late to start your purpose. But Moses knew what his purpose was. What is yours? What is yours? You can pray about it, which I believe in, and you can ask those people who know you best. They're family, they are friends that really know you. There are people who know what your gifts are, and they can define, they can give you advice, but ultimately you have a peace and calmness in your spirit. This is how I'm going to move. Purpose first. What are you built for? Are you built for this? Do you like what you're doing right now? Do you fulfill your purpose? Do you feel like you're fulfilling your purpose now? It's good. Stay on track. Stay on track. You've already got the winning lottery ticket. Just keep cashing it in. For those of you who don't know what your purpose is, for those of you who feel lost and defeated, take a good assessment of your life. Find out what moves you. Find out what compels you. Find out where your mind wanders to or wanders on when you're doing something you don't want to do. Find it out. For those of you guys and gals who are single and everything like that, remember, you do not want anyone in your life. You don't even want to say anything more than hi and bye to them if they don't fit into your purpose. I promise you, you don't want it. No, because actually the wrong people can cause you to lose your purpose. You in your life, and you dare not waste time with that. Okay, so this I want you guys to really think about it. I really want you guys to ponder it in. Once again, we want to lead you to the thing. It's not too late for you. It's not too late. If it wasn't too late for Moses or Moshe, what make you think it's too late for you? It's not. Hey, Pan-Africanism, how you doing there? It's not. Get started. Get purposeful now. Once you know your purpose, once you got your purpose, put a plan together to do it. Put the plan together, and everything else like that. I'm not even going to say preparation because circumstances has already prepared you right now. Okay. And life is going to continue to be a drudgery until you actually live your purpose. I promise you that. I remember maybe that's not what a lot of you guys want to hear. But life is going to continue to be a drudgery till you get on your purpose. Purpose is the oil to life. It's like the cleansing shower to life. That's what makes you feel good. That's what gives you your life force, your purpose. And so if you want to play with your purpose, believe me, it's going to get harder and harder for you until you fulfill it. God has a way of throwing you out the nest. I promise you, he has a way of throwing you out of there. And so now once you get your purpose, okay, and you start working for it, expect things to happen that is going to support your purpose. Do not ask me how. You can contact many people. Pan-Africanism, Sharice Stevens, my sister-in-law, Minister Sharice Stevens. They can tell you about how things come together. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about you don't have the contacts and stuff. I promise you, when you start stepping on your purpose, the steps are going to appear in the water. I promise you that. And you got to have faith for the step, just to step on there, and you don't even know where the next one's going to come, but you got to believe it's going to come. And the final thing, you better be putting massive action. You better be doing massive action. It's not going to come to you. This world has no tolerance or place for lazy people. This world has no tolerance for pity people. People who pity themselves. This world has no power for weak people. People who make excuses. People who finna do. People who gonna do. People who thinking about it. It don't have no tolerance for you. Life will pass you by. Oh, and that was the third thing, and the most frightful thing in it. The most frightful thing about this is this right here. You are going to have to stand before the Creator and give an account what you did with the life that He gave you. Now, I don't care if you believe that or not. I don't care if you believe it or not, but I assure you it is true. You are going to give an account to the Creator for what you did with the time that He gave you. He's going to ask for an account on that. He's going to ask you. He wants a return. You're on His earth, breathing His air. Under His sky, walking on His lands. He's going to like, what do you do? I sent you here for a purpose. And I assure you, you don't want to get before and tell Him I don't know or I was afraid. You don't want to do that. You dare not want to do that. Get about it. Be about it. God Almighty, wants you to win. I certainly want you to win. You have enough family and friends and people who are thinking about you. They want you to succeed and prosper. Why? You have all these support systems. Get out there and do it. That's why you want to put purpose first. Because if you put people first and they leave you, they decide to walk out or they die or something crazy happen, your purpose is wrapped up in them. Your purpose dies with them or walks out with them. That's why you can't put your purpose in people. That's why you can't do it. Your purpose first. Everything second after that. And you'll live a life that you could have never imagined on your terms. You know, you'll live a life that you never dreamed. But you got to have the guts to go after it. You have to got the guts to know what it is. You know, I mean, and you can call an Uber or Lyft driver, probably anywhere in the world where you want to be. Maybe Abidjan in Cote d'Ivoire, you know, where Lagos, Nigeria, wherever you want to be, whatever the ride service in there. You get in that car, or better yet, let me say this: you can take a plane to anywhere on earth that you want to go. Okay, you call the reservation, and you make a reservation. The first thing they ask you is, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Second thing, when do you want to go? Where do you want to go? When do you want to go? Are you going to get up there and say, well, just anywhere you want me to? Well, dang, I can send you to Siberia and drop you off in the middle of Siberia. I can send you to the Serengeti and drop you off in the middle of the lion's den. Where do you want to go? That's what your purpose defines for you. It tells you where you're going. The next thing is, when do you want to go? I want to go now. Well, work it. Be about it. God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in to Find Ways to Win. Please share this, you know, with your family and friends. Please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys, you know, for tuning in, and thank you for the new subscribers. Thank you for the even the current subscribers. Hey, man, I appreciate you guys. You guys don't have to tune into me, you know, but I appreciate you so much. And hopefully this has been edifying. And I say out of confidence, not cockiness, this will work. I know you guys heard me say that on so many videos. This will work. Listen, I'm 56 years old, 57 September 8th. I learned a couple of things. And life comes for those who are bold enough to go out there and get it. Not for those who wish it and think it. Not for those who are going to try it, who are bold enough to go out there and get it. Life comes to those who are audacious enough to not accept defeat, to get knocked down on the floor in the ground and get the heck back up and keep running. That's where the winning is done. That's where the winning is done. Purpose first. What are you built for? You're built to win. You're built to win. You're built to achieve. You're built to thrive. You're built to succeed. God bless you all. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you.